last story we're going to talk about is that Volcano Bay will be closing seasonally starting October of 2026.
Yeah, this is surprising and interesting. So again, water park will be closed October 26th in 2026. So not this year, next year, through March 24th of 2027. And not only that, the TapuTapus and the use of the virtual queues that you do when you go into this park, because when you go in, everybody gets one, and it works essentially sort of like a magic band.
Yeah.
You can go up to a ride and tap it, and then it will alert you when you
It's
can
time
ride
for
it.
yourself to get in line.
They're ending this October 1st of this year.
Yeah.
Now the reason.
Do you think it's just faulty, like it doesn't work enough, or do you think they just don't want to deal with it anymore? It's like, well, you just can wait in line.
I don't know. It's interesting. They do pay. There's another company they pay to use it. They didn't develop this technology themselves. So they are paying some sort of licensing fee to somebody else for this. I have heard from some Universal employees, some team members, that these can be finicky, not work a lot. So it's hard to know. I wonder if overall we've been looking at just a lower demand on water parks in general over the years. I mean, if you look over at Disney, it wasn't until this year, since COVID, that both those water parks were open at the same time. And that's only because they're allowing free entry if you're staying on Disney property to go. So essentially people are going to the water parks for free over there. So I do wonder if it's just, given that maybe it's, people are obviously like budgeting more and things have gotten more expensive and they're just not splurging on the water parks as much. People are focusing on the theme parks more. Like, I don't really know the reason. Now, it could be that they're closing down for that time period for refurbishments, because I don't know if they've done major refurbishments of Volcano Bay since it's opened.
Well, that's a good point.
But they didn't say that.
They didn't say that.
They just said seasonal closure.
I just don't think they see enough people during like January. And
that's
February.
part of my thinking is that. And it could be a thing where they want to use those team members in other places, presumably maybe Epic Universe or other spots that they see more traffic from. Maybe. But I think the seasonal closure, okay, like it's closed October through March. I don't think we've gone to a water park in the middle of the winter, even though it's rather so warm. I don't think we've done that for a year ever, if we ever have.
The latest we've ever gone would be maybe November.
Yeah.
But not until March.
Right.
Like never.
So that one is understandable on some level. The TapuTapu is something most people have enjoyed, but I don't know as to why. I mean, my guess would just be a cost saving thing, or maybe they're going to implement their own version. But you got to think,
maybe
that entire park though is essentially set up for, you use the TapuTapus to get into lockers. Like, it's set up to use that.
I wonder what they'll do with that then.
Unless they're looking to expand virtual line further. And
just use your phone.
Which would be.
But you can't use your phone.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It would be a little weird with being in the water parks to do it, but they could just be using that. Maybe they're updating the app and that technology to use it resort wide, maybe.
Facial recognition.
That could be as well.
That's what they're doing with tickets now. So why not do it with virtual queue?
It's possible.
You just go to the ride, scans your face. Oh, here's your time.
Right. It could. Well, but the only thing with that is how would they alert you that it's your turn? Because the Tapu would buzz at you.
Oh, that's true.
When it was your turn to go.
You get it on your phone? I don't know. But again, you can't have your
phone. Well, it may just be they're not going to do the virtual queues anymore, but to use the lockers and things, they'll are facial recognition. Because that's what they do at all the Epic Universe ones. Everything's facial recognition. So that very well could be how they fix that. But yeah, maybe it just comes down to they'd rather do it their own way and not spend that extra money on the licensing fee.
How close are we to just using our facial recognition to like pay for things? That's so Minority Report.
It is. I mean, to be quite honest, probably not that far off.
Like,
especially
so close
at Universal alone. I mean, going into Islands of Adventure, they've been doing for annual pass holders just facial recognition to get into the park. Like, you don't have to scan anything. You just stand there, recognize you, and you go in. Same thing.
Which is kind of nice, but like
it is
at
nice.
the same time.
And same thing at Epic Universe. So on Universal property, that is probably going to become a major way they do things. And they also, I've talked about it before, but they also have developed and they have a patent for an AI-based system that essentially is supposed to curb bad guest behavior. And so it's these things that are set up all over the park that were supposed to pick up on line jumping and cursing or people drinking too much. And that one would be facial recognition, like noticing if you've had 4 drinks within an hour, maybe the bartender, it tells the bartender not to serve you. Like, there's a lot of things they may do with this. So in a controlled setting like that at a specific location, it's like, okay, in day-to-day life, I don't want to go to the store and just use my face to buy things.
Right.
I just don't want to do that. Call me old-fashioned, but I just don't want to be tracked, even though you are being tracked everywhere. I don't like that, but we're probably not that far off from it being developed even further, because they're going to use it as well for Express Pass. They've already got it set up in the existing parks. They have it set up at Epic Universe, and I think that's going to go live probably when Epic Universe opens, as you just use facial recognition to use Express Pass as well.
It's also one thing too is like, yes, it works, but sometimes it takes a little bit. Sometimes it's a process. So I think it's also maybe it's going to slow down the express lanes too.
Maybe they implement Express Pass to work at Volcano Bay. You don't have the TapuTapu, and then you just use facial recognition for that. And they just go using Express Pass and not have the virtual queue system.
I think you're right. I think that they'll increase the amount of Express Pass use or something there. Like they want to sell that more than using a virtual line.
That, and if they're going to use, I mean, they've already trademarked the virtual line name. So if they're wanting to use it more, it would make sense they would also use that in the water parks as well. Because it's kind of strange having a virtual line system and then the TapuTapu. So maybe they're trying to get more uniform across property, potentially. I mean, we don't know. This is just speculation, but it could be something like that, of just trying to make it the same system no matter what park you go to. It's the same thing, whether it's a water park or it's a theme park. And yes, I did make a difference between a water park and a theme park, because I know Universal says they now have 4 theme parks, but
they do not.
They also have one of the theme parks closing for 5 months out of the year.
I'm sorry. It's not.
I agree.
It's not.
There's a difference. It is the best.
It's not.
Volcano Bay is my favorite water park. I'm not a big water park person, but
it's so good.
It's a great water park. It's my favorite water park. It's the best themed water park I've ever been to.
Still a water park.
But it's not a theme park. It is
still a water park.
It's a water park.